Hello everyone, this is Jesse with 44 Astro doing a general tarot reading for the month of July for the sign of Aries. This is the launch of the channel. These will be my first videos. Figured the best day to do it would be 777. So this will be a destiny reading, and hopefully the destiny of this channel is bright. And here we go. We're going to do a Crowley spread. This is a spread that was developed from the Thoth deck. A little different. It's got 3 in the middle and then 4 corners around it, 3 cards each. And let's see, Aries, what you got going on. Alrighty. Ooh. And we know Aries is competitive, so squabbling and fighting, this could be your current situation or overall energy. So maybe there's a competition. I mean, with Aries, there's going to be competition. Let's look at the middle 3 cards here. This is the current situation or the question. You have the 7 of Swords, 8 of Cups, and Justice. And they're in this exact order, with the 7 of Swords in the middle. It's a strategic card. It could be somebody stealing from you. Could be false thoughts of your own, stealing your peace. It could just be being strategic. You have Justice on this side of it, so it could be legal matters if you have any legal matters. It could be sneakiness in legal matters. It could be bringing balance to needing to bring balance to your own mental imbalance, your thoughts sabotaging your peace of mind. And you also have the 8 of Cups is walking away. So on either side of it, you have balance and walking away. So overall, I think that if there is a competition of some sort and you're trying to be strategic, or others are trying to be strategic, just walk away from the competition. Bring balance. That's where your justice, your balance would be, just leaving it. Stay away from it. At least that's the current situation. Over here would be the current path that you're on regarding that situation. That situation of either theft or somebody being sneaky, lying to you, you lying to yourself. This is the path that you're on. Looks like you are working very hard, and again, in beating the competition. This is beating the competition, but still being in a competition. And of course, that's, being overburdened, working too hard. It could be that you're very passionate about competition, because there's the Strength card. That also means you're very brave and you intend to win. And for all intents and purposes, Aries normally win. It's just the way they go. They're going to beat their head against the wall till the wall crumbles. They're a ram. It looks like you're putting a lot of attention to some kind of competition, or maybe you're viewing most things as a competition, and maybe it's mostly just in your mind more than it really is around you. Most people, honestly, they're just interested in their own life and their own world. I know that Aries in general, doesn't matter if it's your sun, moon, or rising, you're probably going to be competitive and you're going to view things competitively. I don't really have any Aries in my chart, but my wife has heavy Aries in her chart, and my sister-in-law has heavy Aries in her chart, and they're pretty competitive. So if you're in the competition, you're gonna win, most likely, or you at least have the strength to win. But it's gonna overburden you, and it's gonna take from you. And that's the current path that you're on. But there is another path that you can choose. This one's a little different. It's got 2 major arcana in it, and this is how it laid out. This would be an alternate path that you can take if you choose to. It's basically saying you have all the tools you need to take this path too. It's the magician, the creator of whatever they want. He has the cup, the pinnacle. He's got the wand. Got the sword on the table. He's got a wand in his hand, pointing up and down. Balance again. And if you can find that balance, choosing balance, and to walk away from this competitive situation or this strategic situation, It could be of your own making, and it may not be of your own making. But if you have everything you need, it seems like you may take a different path in money, or there may be an opportunity to make money. Maybe if you stop looking at it like a competition, you might be able to be cooperative and even alter this situation to your will, maybe find some new money. But if that exists, if that is what it is, you can't see it right now. That's what the moon is. It's a lot of confusion, dreamy energy. That is a gateway through there. It is the sun and the moon in the card. It's basically the moon kind of over the sun, blocking the light a bit like an eclipse. So you can't really see everything. But my guess is, in that situation, it appears that you have the ability for something new. Specifically, I would say around money, but it could just be material matters in general. But you're either choosing not to see it or you can't see it. This is advice right here. And we're going to do some clarifying cards with the Crowley deck to see if we can figure out what this means. This is advice in this spot, what you would want to do. And you have the Lovers, you have the Six of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles. It looks like working on your relationship, the one that you love, or the person that you love. Or maybe it's saying that you'll find it at work, that you'll find the individual you're looking for, because the direction that he's going was toward this, the way it laid out. So he's moving toward the Lovers. So it could be the advice, move toward maybe someone you're interested in, maybe your loved one now. So if you're coupled right now or you're with someone, moving toward them, and make sure you work on it. Work on making it happy in a working relationship. And it could be that if you're not with someone and you're single, that you will find this individual, you will go toward them at a workplace. But you might have a hard time seeing it if you're too competitive. And a lot of work environments are competitive, and you're an Aries, so you're always competing, trying to win. If it's heavy in your chart, there could always be other influences in a chart that can either balance that out or over arch it as far as intense energy. But it's looking like you should either, it could be that if you're already coupled, you should travel with your loved one, take some time from work together, if this is involved with a relationship. It seems more likely to be work from what I'm looking at with cards like this. So yeah, if you're coupled, I would say move closer to your relationship and work on it. If you're not, it may be that you're moving towards someone that you're going to meet at work. And I said, you may not be able to see this person yet. And that's that alternate path. But it really looks like it's a squabbling, maybe, like I said, could be legal, something legal if you work in the legal field. Could be that your justice is, or your balance is being knocked off by whatever this competitive situation is, work. Walking away from it would be probably good, especially if you're the one being strategic. But the outcome, this is the energies that you really don't have much of a control over. These are playing a role regardless, right? And you have some big cards here. The Sun, Death, and the Knight of Pentacles. So this really seems like work, or whatever it is you're doing, making money. A transformation in that. But it's all good outcome-wise. Because death, this transformation on one side is surrounded by this, either moving forward in money, and with the transformation card, it'd be changing the way you make money probably. But there's a bright outcome. Whatever this new path is. So it's looking like the path you should take, which I would recommend would be this path. But we're going to do some clarifying card to see how much this path is, rather than the path that apparently it shows that you're on, which is working really hard in a competitive environment, really trying to win and having a lot of passion in that. I mean, I suggest if it makes you happy, that's one thing. But this looks like it's wearing you down. So if you take this new path, looks like probably career path, though you can't necessarily see it yet. And if it could be from somebody you really close relationship, somebody you love, a really close friend, your significant other, you may find new work or new opportunity. And you should definitely gravitate toward that individual, even though it may not have presented itself quite yet. But it looks like if you do that and you transform with it, you would definitely be successful in this work transformation. Absolutely. Okay, let me get my little deck here and clarify. I want to see what this middle situation is. I want to see what these two both are. What is this strategic situation here in the middle? I'm going to put 3 cards on the Seven of Swords. Basically 3 cards on 3 cards in the middle. Tell me when to stop. Come on. What is this Seven of Swords? It almost felt like it. Alright, that was good. Let's see. High Priestess. Queen of Swords. Queen of Wands. Fascinating. So, it's a lot of feminine energy here, though it doesn't necessarily have to be female energy. It is the High Priestess, the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. For females out there, I mean, I would suggest that if any of them was you, it'd be this one, of course, because it's fire. But you could be in competition with a Queen of Swords, or some sort of, I would say that's definitely a water sign. It could be, or 3 different women here. Could be a water sign, air sign, and fire sign. Somebody's being sneaky. This seems like a workplace gossip type stuff. Maybe 3 individuals have like a little clique, or they're individuals. Maybe a boss. Maybe emotional manipulation. With this card here, she doesn't take any crap. She basically she's going to be the type of person that's very blunt and very straightforward, even if it's painful. But this could also be the case with this individual because they're very passionate, forward moving. A lot of action in both of these 2 queens. And then this is like a watery, intuitive energy with the High Priestess. So it definitely could be, seems very much like a workplace gossip situation. Like there's individuals that are peacocking, maybe like peacocking around. Look at me, I'm more important, or just someone that really is trying to paint that picture of their superiority, trying to draw you in. Ooh, those cards wanted me to stop right there. All right, let me see if I can. I'm gonna do the Moon. As far as what your opportunity is, that we might not be able to see. Huh. Well, there's another queen right there. Interesting. The Aeon is Final Judgment in this deck, in the Crowley deck. Confusion with the Seven of Cups. Lots of ideas. Not being able to pin anything down. It could be that whoever this friend is, because I said there could be somebody very close to you. It could be a Earth sign individual. It could be whoever you're very close in this relationship with, because this was the other path and that was the advice. But there has to be a final decision made on it. That's, of course, what the Moon is. If you can't see the situation or are confused, you need to make a final judgment on that, about this individual. This may be the individual that's bringing the opportunity in. Earth sign. Could just be someone that's really grounded, heavy earth energy, or just someone that's even materially well off that you know. but you need to make a specific decision about them, or they have to make a specific decision regarding you. Brings more questions than it answers. So definitely could be a earth sign, male or female, doesn't matter. Probably an earth sign individual. Could just be somebody that's materially well off, because this person is opulency. I mean, you can just look at the wand that they're holding. I mean, it screams Aries, by the way. Could be you, because look at that card. Look at that ram on that card. Even though it's an earth card, it's a fiery queen. It's a fiery earth individual. It could just be, it's just basically saying you need to make a decision. And if it is you, you need to make a decision. There is a ram on that card, and this is an Aries reading. It looks like you may be going round and round about it, and you need to make a final judgment. That's what this card is. The Aeon is the final judgment. So you haven't made a decision. It could be a decision being in competition with two individuals, or even one. If this fire was you, then it would be you're in competition with this airy individual, whether they're air sign or not. They could have heavy air in their chart, a stellium in an air sign or anything like that, or heavy 11th house, 3rd house, anything with air, 7th house. It's hard to know without knowing the chart. But you can always tell someone when they're airy. I'm an airy individual a bit. The way I speak, very logical. Speaking fast, airy individuals generally are like that, or their mind, at very least their mind is moving a lot. So it could be that you need to make a decision about this, a final decision. Let me look at this, the path that you're on real quick. Yeah, there's confusion around competition, and you need to make a decision. I think it'd be best to walk away from the competitive aspect of it in general. Like, even if the person is goading you on, it ain't worth the trouble. Or there could be something hidden there too with that individual. It could be that if you get more personal with that individual and talk to them, there's something hidden there. Like if it's your boss, there could be something hidden there. And the reason they act that way is something they don't want to talk about. But maybe you get close enough to them and they confide in you, and that could lead to other opportunities. It sounds manipulative and all that, but I can see a case for it here if it's your boss. But most likely it feels like that the advice involves a loved one. So I doubt it's your boss. If anything, you probably want to walk away from that situation and walk toward whoever this loved one is. And it could just be somebody you really love at work, because this card's right beside it too. That's the advice. Maybe there's somebody you really, really love at work, or you meet at work that you're going to love, or you need to find another job, and that's where you're going to meet them, and then that's what's going to bring the opportunity in. But this current situation, which looks like at work, looks like you're in constant competition at work, having to do all kinds of work, maybe even picking up the slack of other people's work. Working your butt off passionately, but at the same time not feeling like you're getting everything you deserve out of it, or not moving up enough. But I think there's an opportunity coming. You're either going to meet someone, could turn in somebody, it could be a job at first, and you end up working with them, then fall in love with them. It's possible. Card suggests it, but let me see to clarify is here. And if it's somebody that you already love, or that you're already coupled with, looks like you might need to take some time off with them. Clear your head. Might make you feel better about the situation. And then you can do better work if you do that. Do better work. Let me just oh, that stopped. Yeah, there we go. Prince of Swords. Oh, yeah. Weird. And this is on their current path. On the 5 of Swords, 10 of Rods, Strength card. The Prince of Swords, the 7 of Rods, and the 2 of Cups. It's like you're ready for battle. 7 of Rods. Like you're strong, you're valorous. But on either side of it, one side is, you know, the mind, on the other side's the emotions. It's like thought, intellect versus emotion, or intellect versus love. Maybe you're at war with yourself right now, with your mind and your emotions. And that's the current path that you're on, and it's exhausting you. But even though you're strong and you have the strength to get through it either way. I mean, Aries are hard people, and they're strong. I don't mean it in a bad way, but they're very self-reliant, self-sufficient individuals. They don't really need anyone. But no one wants to go through life alone. So it's always good to connect, but you got to find that individual that fits with you. So yeah, and it could be that you have your defenses up and you're not really letting new ideas come in or love. Like something in yourself. Maybe you're working too hard and you're in too much competition, and you're not letting, new ideas come in or love. But you have all the tools over here to change your life to the new path, new material path. But you can't see it right now. And then that's clarified by making a final decision. And that's probably you, because like I said, there's a ram in that card. Got to make a final decision. Stop being so defensive. Stop being so competitive. Because you're not going to let anything in. And this was on either side of this card, which is prepared for battle. 7 of Rods. You're ready to go. You're always going to be defensive, but on either side of it is love and new ideas. And I think with your current path, I think stepping more into love in general will help with the competitive aspect of things. It's something I can relate to. I have a lot of Sagittarius in my chart, and I get very competitive. But yeah, that's all for this reading. Aries, please consider hitting the like and subscribe. This is my first video on this channel. Thank you for being here with me, and hopefully there are many more to come.